I used to be fazed by racing at major competitions. I wouldn't say phased is the right idea, but I allowed the pressure to get to me. I feel like now I'm more focused on the experience and making sure that I'm just enjoying myself, and I think that's really helped. I don't think you can define your career to one point. I think you have to look at it as a whole. At the end of the day, it's just one race. It's just another race, but defining it by that one point, I don't think is a fair representation of what you might have achieved in the sport. If you looked at it on paper, it's more important to win gold in Paris 2024 than it is to be a world record holder or a world champion, but it's a byproduct of having fun and loving what you do. So my philosophy is, if I'm having fun and enjoying myself, I'm going to get the results. So one day I'm going to look back and I'll see the gold medal, the world record, and I can look back and reflect on that. But all I'm trying to do is enjoy myself and have fun doing what I love. My name's Blaine Hunt. I'm a paracyclist with the Great Britain cycling team, and I compete in the C5 category. I'm a track cyclist. My specialist event is the 1 kilometre, so that's 4 laps at the velodrome starting in a gate. It's a time trial event, so you're competing against the clock. I also compete in an event called the Omnium, which is like an overall event. I have nerve damage to my right lower leg, so my foot doesn't move properly, so it won't go past 90 degrees, and I can't pull it up myself, so that's otherwise known as a foot drop. To get the foot drop and the nerve damage, I had something called compartment syndrome, which is when you get trauma in your leg and it needs to swell, and because of the skin holding your leg together, it needs to be cut and the pressure to be released, and I got left too long with that pressure built up in my leg. I got into cycling because I was looking for something that I could do competing against able-bodied athletes, and I thought that I might do all right at. So I came to this venue here. I did the accreditation process, and through doing the accreditation I met a coach, and that coach happened to be a para coach with Team GB, and they were doing talent IDs. I got invited to a talent ID, and then from there I very quickly went through the process of the talent ID, and then having a coach work with me, and then within 10 months I was at a World Championships in Rio. It means everything. I mean, it's the highest level that you can compete at, is to compete for your country as part of the Great Britain cycling team. It's something that as you're growing up you want to represent your country, and it fills you with great pride to be able to do it. All I'm focused on when I'm on the start line is trying to just execute a process. So I'm not thinking about, oh, if I win this then this is going to happen, because then I'm focusing on the outcome. All I need to focus on is the process. So I hear the bleeps, the countdown. I know on 2 I've got to stand up, on 1 I need to rock back, and then on 0 it's go time. So all I'm waiting for is the next point in the sequence. The crowd does fire you up to ride faster. In Glasgow just now, with a packed crowd, in a 1 kilometre I shouldn't be getting faster in the final half lap, but when the crowd is roaring, it's like nothing I've ever experienced before. It really does fire you up. In a 1 kilometre race, it's very hard to take in anything because it's a maximal all-out effort. You haven't got time to think about splits. You've just got to give it absolutely everything. There is no way you can really take in any external information. But for a 4 kilometre, you've got feedback from the coach telling you what your splits are. You can hear the crowd a bit more. You've got more time to settle into the race. So for the longer distance races, yeah, you can get a bit more feedback and work out how you're doing and whether you need to pick things up or not. What does my moustache say about me? I think I don't know really. I've had it for the best part of 10 years now, and I feel naked without it. I think riding a bike with 2 sets of handlebars makes you faster. How do I do my moustache? I do my moustache by everybody gets earwax. I get a lot of earwax, and I get the earwax out and I roll it in my fingers, and then I pull it through my moustache, and it just holds all day. No, I use moustache wax. Same process, but there's no digging in the ear.